Our next speaker is Renee Cobb. Renee is working in concert to orchestrate the spirit and essence of professional and personal growth in individuals, teams, and organizations. Renee is a speaker, author, and award-winning radio show host and producer of Overtones Live. She is also the president of Listen Locally Consulting, Media, and Broadcasting Group. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Renee Cobb.
I would like to present to you a series of letters. And on the count of 3, I would like you to shout out loud and proud, what do you see? 1, 2, 3.
Time is nowhere.
Oh, we got a little bit of difference in opinion there. So we're going to talk about this, time is nowhere, time is now here. But let me ask you all, show of hands, how many of you all saw Time is Nowhere and are brave enough to raise your hand? How many of you all saw Time is Now Here? You know, they say that seeing is believing, but I think this is a great example of why seeing is actually deceiving. Today is all about time, and why it's about time we start talking about time. Time is the most precious commodity that we have in our lives, yet most of us underappreciate its value or even feel its passing. Hundreds of songs have been written about time, and I'm going to age myself here, but I decided if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it in great style. So here we go. The band Chicago asked, does anybody really know what time it is? The Zombies said, it's the time of the season for loving. The Rolling Stones said, time is on my side. I like that. Jim Croce wanted to save it in a bottle, Cher wanted to turn it back, and Styx said we had too much of it on our hands. Cyndi Lauper repeated this message time after time. And Bob Dylan, he warned, the times, they are changing. And in the spirit of everything old is new again, I'm going to introduce you to a song that's older, but might be new to some of you. I call it the grand champion and mothership of all songs. And the words are told from the perspective of a father watching his son grow up in this world. It's called Cats in the Cradle, and it goes a little like this. Verse 1. My son arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and there was bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking, and before I knew it, and as he grew, he said, I'm going to be like you. You know, I'm going to be like you. Second verse. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? And I said, not today. I got a lot to do. And he said, that's okay. And as he walked away, his smile never dimmed, and he said, I'm going to be like him. You know, I'm going to be like him. Time is nowhere. Time is now here. We constantly say and hear things like, my, how the time flies. It also flies when you're having fun. Time is of the essence. Only time will tell. But most of all, we ask this question, where does the time go? Well, I'm here today to tell you exactly where it goes and what we can do with the time that we have left. In 1746, Benjamin Franklin, you know Ben, the GOAT of all things time management, goal setting, and overachievement, he asked this question with a warning. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, because that's the stuff life is made of. Here we see my life factory. I call this my life factory. And here are some facts of life, or I should say factories of life, for some of you. You have 1,440 minutes in each and every day. And if you look at your life like a factory, stuff comes into your factory and stuff exits your factory each and every day. Now, Franklin also defined time as a series of events that go from past to present to future. You'll kind of see these E's represented on this chart as events. These are the things that most typically go on your to-do list, or I call your get-to-do list every day. Between each of these events, a choice is made. We get busy and we make choices, but our events drive our outcomes. The thing to keep in mind is the same choices equal the same outcomes every single time. The good news is we can change our choices. Time is nowhere, time is now here. The choice is all yours. Let's see how that little father and son story is going now. Verse 3. He came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Will you sit down for a while? And he shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later. Can I have them, please? Time is nowhere. Time is now here. This is what most people would recognize as a timeline, right? On one end, we have born. On the other end, we have, let's just say, not dead yet. Now, from born to present, which I would like you to do right now, is to place an imaginary X on this timeline on where you think you are at this point in your life. And please don't scoot it too far over to your right. From born to present, that is hard concrete. Can't be changed, can't be formed. Literally, time is nowhere. Time is actually dead at that point. But from the present to not dead yet, you have what's called wet concrete. It can be shaped, molded, and formed into anything you want it to be. Time is nowhere. Time is now here. While the past is born out of your memories, your future is born out of your imagination. And this chart looks really nice and solid for the most part. But the problem is, as one Buddhist philosopher once said, we think we have time. And as each day passes between present and not dead yet, that space gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter each and every day. Verse 4. I've long since retired. My son moved away. I called him up just the other day and I said, I'd love to see you, son, if you don't mind. And he said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. See, the new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My son was just like me. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time. That is the moral in the cautionary tale of the cats in the cradle. Time is nowhere. Time is now here. The choice is all yours. And folks, that's the stuff life is made of.